Words. Words break reality into pieces, creating illusions of isolated things out of an actual singularity. Ideas behind words take on a significance of their own. Volume 5 pieces expose words and ideas as artificial, to reveal the interrelated oneness, which is the essence of the reality you encounter. Ideas. Your thinking, your grasp of the world and yourself, your very consciousness all rely on ideas, mental representations of parts of reality. But just how clearly do ideas replicate that reality? Ever think about that? The Essence of Reality explores how the psyche which you are creates the reality you encounter. So, what do you think? You found the essence of reality, a unique look at how life actually works. Here you encounter a view beyond standard thinking to see just how you attract life's effects and create your own life. It's all about awareness. Awareness of what's actually going on in life. And that perception of existence is only ever diminished by beliefs and common notions. We do have much to cover, so enjoy this and hey, wend your way through other episodes. Each issue offers a significant point. Ideas. Grasping just what they are. That's the point of this episode. If 10 minutes or so from now you have a better idea what an idea is, I will have succeeded. That's the idea anyway. You encounter a reality daily. People, events, tasks to do necessary to keep your body, dwelling place, and other things in order. Through the process, you encounter many objects and situations. You observe them and interact. But do you really deal with the things, or do you spend much of your time dealing only with thoughts about them, with ideas that represent those things? There's a difference, sometimes minor, sometimes very significant. Not a bad idea, I must say, if you can discern the difference. Tom Nair here. I speak from a unique standpoint. I've spent years clearing away deceiving ideas to achieve what I call clear awareness. Life works well when you see that you alone drive yours. So these videos are intended only to help you see past common misconceptions, to recognize how life actually works. Through the day you plan out things you're going to do, prepare and eat meals, clean up the house. You think about work or school-related duties, go to the store for food items, catch up on the news and maybe sports. You likely also interrelate with other people. You discuss things, plan, joke around, maybe even argue or fight with others. So often you directly encounter and talk to other people. Frequently as well, you use, move, repair, or dust off various items. In these instances, you directly engage people and things. So for some portion of the time, you do actually deal with reality. But most of the time, you are really dealing with ideas, planning future endeavors, reading news or hearing gossip, preparing homework or contracts for the office, talking to people, shopping online, recalling past events, sending emails. In all these situations and many more, you are dealing exclusively with ideas. What then are ideas? Have you ever thought about that? No day goes by that you haven't bathed in ideas, gone swimming in ideas, or perhaps even drowned in ideas. The news. You read all about political figures and legislation planned. You notice a fire in the neighboring town or a major traffic jam, bridge construction on a nearby road that will close it for some time. You make a mental note to avoid those places. Now, are you really dealing with politicians, with firemen or work crews? Are you actually manipulating or managing real things or real people? No, of course not. You're engaging ideas. mere mental representations of people and things. Yesterday I watched the Pittsburgh Penguins win a playoff game on TV. Sitting here on Vancouver Island, nearly 3,000 miles from Washington, D.C., where the game took place, I did not see one skater or one goal. In reality, in the real world I was engaging, I was sitting on a couch viewing a flat screen, a real physical device with images flashing across it, listening to announcers' words, all of which merely represented ideas of what had just happened. In effect, I was dealing with ideas, not directly with reality. Mental representations of real things. Ideas about reality, not reality itself. Through the day, I had to assemble and eat 3 meals. Before eating them, which always is an engagement with reality, I had to first think of what I wanted, ideas. Plan how to prepare my intended food items, still ideas. Only then did I deal with real things, heating and cooking, paring fruit, pouring milk. But I also got out a bit, had to see after neighbors' dogs while those folks were off camping. While tossing a stick for one and whistling after the other, I had things to think about, like writing the script that I'm currently presenting. So I engaged the hounds and chatted with other neighbors at the beach. Some reality involved there, but the discussion and my thoughts were pure idea-based activities. So again, what are ideas? Mind-based images, meaningful imagined representations of real things for the most part. But ideas can be conjured of purely intangible things, music, philosophy, descriptions of anything, recollections from past travels or events. Anytime you plan for or anticipate the future or recall the past, you venture away from the surrounding reality towards mere symbols of real things. Okay, ideas are mind constructs, images or words held in mind that allow for evaluation of the surroundings and planning for manipulation of things. Sure, you might concur, but why does that matter? After all, you've been dealing with ideas for much of your life without even noticing. This is why. Because ideas are not the things they represent. Again, ideas, the images held in mind that represent pieces of the real world, those ideas are not the things they represent. The difference isn't particularly consequential when it comes to a spatula, a steering wheel, or a hand drill. It doesn't affect your life much that your notion of a hat differs from the real thing. But your idea of the nature of some other person, a friend or intimate, a neighbor or competitor, whatever, your impression held in mind is not what that person really is. This becomes particularly problematic when you go through contemplation of how to deal with others, how to manipulate them, how you ponder what to say and anticipate what the other will say. You know how you do? And it never works out that way. For sure, your mind image, your evaluation of other people is not what they really are. Not any friend or acquaintance, no matter how well you think you know that person. Now consider more complex ideas, hopes and plans for the future, or specific meaning you've derived from past experiences as held in memory. Of course, it's important in real ways to plan and anticipate for coming events and situations. But your hopes and dreams represent idealistic desires. What will come as life unfolds is only consistent with your desire, insofar as you are inwardly at peace and at ease. So, in a very real way, decision-making involved in planning for the future has far less an influence on how things will work out than your own overall nature does. That statement falls within the purview of the main point here. How you attract, indeed manifest events and relationships. They stem from you, not necessarily from your plans or your will. The more conflict and struggle you hold within your subconscious, the less your unfolding life will actually manifest your will. As to memory, that seems fixed and duly recorded. You do remember important things in life, the joys, the pains. But those ideas, those mental images, all of them are variable, not set. In this regard, I'm not saying that the past will or can change in specific detail of events that took place. But the meaning you draw from experience and the values you associate with events and situations can and does change. Indeed, that happens all through life as you grow in awareness and mature in character. In any case, the main point here is that ideas, like the words that express them, as covered in the first episode of these Volume 5 pieces, ideas as mental impressions of reality are not the same as the real things they represent. Do remember that as we go on to look at many words and ideas in coming episodes and show just how that specific idea differs from reality. The more you recognize subtle constraints on the mind in actually observing reality, the greater your freedom from limitations in awareness, and the less susceptible you'll be to misinterpreting illusions as real. Ideas. Grasping just what they are. That's the point of this episode. You encounter a reality daily. Often you directly encounter and talk to other people. Frequently as well, you use, move, repair, or dust off various items. So for some portion of the time, you do actually deal directly with reality. But most of the time, you're really dealing with ideas, planning future endeavors, reading news or hearing gossip, preparing homework or contracts for the office. In all of these situations and many more, you are dealing exclusively with ideas. What then are ideas? Ideas are mind constructs, images or words held in mind that allow for evaluation of the surroundings and planning for manipulation of things. Images held in mind that represent pieces of the real world. Those ideas are not the things they represent. Mental images, all of them, are variable, not set. Ideas, like the words that express them, are not the same as the real things they represent. The more you recognize subtle constraints on the mind and actually observing reality, the greater your freedom from limitations in awareness. And the less susceptible you'll be to misinterpreting illusions as real.